Girl, stop playing.
Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Stop Playing podcast. It's your favorite homegirl, Coriel, here to encourage you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. Y'all already know that I believe you can make the money and you can get that honey. You can have it all as long as you are willing to work for it. I am so thankful for y'all tuning in each week, for all of your support. You gotta make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode because it is going to bless somebody. Today, I have a very special guest joining us in the studio. Chef Aki is in the building. Yes. So listen, for those of y'all who didn't know, Girl Stop Playing is like part 2 of my podcasting career, okay? So for those of y'all who are true to this and ain't new to this, you are very familiar with Chef Aki because she's been around this thing, and I'm so excited to have you back. Your evolution has been beautiful, so mysterious that you got to catch us up. Like, I don't even have a bio here for you because it's like, yo, what is the new? So give us the new.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Firstly, thanks for having me, Cole.
Of course.
You. And the new, honestly, it's just an expansion of everything that I've been doing for the last 8 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. Just expanding. My overall dream was always to have my own wellness center, mm-hmm. for it to be somewhere where there is sun all year round. And so when COVID hit, I felt like it really gave me the opportunity to explore that. Mm-hmm. And I had Belize on my radar for a long time. When COVID first hit, I went to Hawaii for about 3-4 months throughout the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. I remember. You like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
I was like, I'm out this mug. And so, and in having that experience, I mean, I went to like Pahoa, if you know anything about like the Big Island. I was in the backwoods of the island. And having that experience, I would say in about 2 to 3 weeks, something in me just clicked where I was like, I can do this. I actually prefer this more simple life.
Really?
And it just felt so good to me. So when the world opened back up, I came back to Atlanta and I started making my plan. Mm-hmm. And I knew then I definitely wanted to just fully repatriate. And so
Girl, wait a minute. Repatriate. I'm sorry. Definition.
Yeah, so repatriate just pretty much means to pack up and become a citizen of another
country. Get the hell out of here. Gotcha. Yes. You got to say, I decided to get the hell out of here. The people was going to have to Google.
Apologies. So I've become an expat, which just means that I'm traveling, right? I'm living abroad. And in that process, I started looking for land. I started looking for resorts that were for sale. I started just looking for a way to make my dream a reality because my goal has always been to have a safe space for people to get well.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay, we got to go back. But before we go back, shout out to you for not just talking about it, being about it. Because me and my man Sean said we was leaving several times. And here we are, still here at ATL. It takes so much courage to literally like pack up, leave your comfort zone. And then not just leave the country, but you like are off grid. Yeah. I mean, not so much, I don't think now, but like Hawaii, the backwoods, that's definitely for real off grid.
Oh, yeah.
It had to, I mean, in my mind, it's like the and the discomfort of it all, but for you to say like your spirit felt at home, which is what I'm kind of getting. Like you felt like this is where you belong.
It's true, and again, it took a moment, but I think for women who have a very active lifestyle, we have a lifestyle where the autonomy is like next to like just doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. There's a level of just comfort, and being somewhere where you can just walk around and just be. You don't have to put on makeup. You don't have to have your hair perfectly done, your nails perfectly done. I remember like the second month where I hadn't got a mani-pedi, and I was like, oh my gosh.
And you weren't stressed out about it? Or you were like, I need to get it done? Which one?
I definitely felt like I needed to get it done. But I felt this feeling of comfort that if I don't get it done, it's okay. Nobody gives a shit. And that's nice.
But are there places to get it done? Is it
yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Now how I live today is a little different, and we'll get into it.
Okay. So let's
found a balance.
Let's go back, though, because obviously I know your backstory of how you kind of got into this health and wellness space, but I'm so intrigued by, like, what you were doing. So can we go back to, like, the colon cleansing days?
Absolutely.
Because for anybody who's ever had a colon cleanse, first of all, that is highly invasive.
Very invasive.
For you as the person, the patient.
Yes.
But for the person that is facilitating it, it's like, why would you choose to do this? Why are you sitting here watching me? You know, like, mind blowing.
Yeah.
So take us back there.
Yeah. You know, I always say I had an interesting adventure into the culinary world because my motto was always, I'm cooking to cure, right? I cook to cure, right? You know, my legends, you know, and mentors were people like Queen Afua, Layla Africa, Dr. Sabi, Dick Gregory, Jewel Pookrum, you know. So these are the people that really taught me about what it meant to really make a transition. You got to clean up your body first. And I grew up on all the filth you can imagine, okay? Little Debbie Snacks, ramen noodles, and bologna sandwiches, okay? And so everyone in my family was sick. And I knew that this was not how I wanted my life to end up. I knew from a young age that I wanted children. And I started to see so many of the reproductive issues with the women around me. And maybe around 17, I started to do some research and make some changes. And one of the main things was detox. So I knew I needed to get a colon cleanse. Now, I'm 18 years old and I can't afford $75 a pop every time I go get a cleanse. And people don't realize that really to get a thorough colon cleanse, this is not a one time. Okay, this is about, 10 to 15 rounds of cleansing. Okay, so, you got 30 feet of intestinal tract. That's a long way for the food to do its dirty business in your body. So I started an internship, and that is the way that I got into the practice. One of my mentees, Venus El Fatin, amazing, healthy, beautiful woman, taught me everything that I knew in that industry. And I started to help people through diet and preparing meals for them because they were just eating so badly. And that was how I got into the culinary arts.
Okay, so for people out there who have not had the pleasure of having their colon cleansed, what other than detoxing, or is that like the main purpose of not a colonoscopy? What is
colonic?
Colonic, because colonoscopy is something very different.
Very different.
So talk about the benefits and the reasoning behind having your colon cleansed, other than the fact that we're piling on junk every single day that we eat a piece of food.
I see colon therapy as prevention. Right? This is preventative care. This is, people will say all the time, oh, you don't need to do a colonic. That's unnatural. And I'm like, well, what we're eating is unnatural, right? So yes, you can take herbs. You can change your diet. You can hit the sauna. You can do many things to help to cleanse and detox in that way, yes. But if you've been eating denatured food for 20, 30 years, going to get a colonic may be your best bet, and it could save your life. Okay. And especially when we're talking about Black folks, we're dealing with colon cancer. We just saw, what's the brother from Black Panther just died?
Yes.
That's too young to die of something like that. So I'm seeing it left and right. I just lost a client not too long ago, 36 years old, of cancer. Got a 5-year-old son, goes to school with my son, his best friend. So this is real. You know what I mean? This is something that we are dealing with in mass numbers, and it's not getting enough conversation because it's not entertaining.
It's not cute.
It's not cute.
It is not cute, and it ain't comfortable, y'all. It's not comfortable, okay? She said 10 or 15. I felt proud for doing one.
Right.
Because, baby, after that one, it's like if I could pull myself up and get back in here, I couldn't. I did like twice. But
yeah, I'm proud of you.
So literally 10 to 15.
Literally.
In life?
You want to actually get them as close together as possible. You want to try to do them within like a 2-month period.
Okay, we're gonna move on because absolutely not. Okay, so what are some other like lifestyle, because that's like a treatment, right?
Yes.
But what are some other just lifestyle recommendations? Because you're right, we are having reproductive issues that we don't find out about until it's not too late, but until it's late.
Right.
We are being diagnosed with all of these things. And I've heard way too many times people say, well, I'm still going to eat such and such, or, well, something's going to kill us. Well, everything causes cancer. And it's like, when do we start taking the responsibility? So what are some of the things that we can start doing, like lifestyle changes on a daily basis?
Well, I would say one of the first things that we don't do enough of is just cook our own damn food, she was going to give me that face.
Because at the end of
I know. Well, listen, I just got to keep it 1,000. And at the end of the day, now, if you are, again, for my boss ladies watching, y'all are my clients, so I understand. And I tell women, we're going to have good, better, best. Best, of course, is you know what's going on your plate, right? Because you served it. But we can do our best. And sometimes that's all we got because we are holding it down, you know, right? We're working. So me too, right? So listen, I got a housekeeper, I got a massage lady, hair lady, everybody come to my house, okay? Because I'm busy.
Village.
I got a village, right? So it takes a village. So I just say that to say, even if that means, sisters, that you invest in a meal prep delivery service that is serving you fresh organic foods so that you know there's not a lot of junk in your meals. It's not a lot of MSG and all kind of craziness, and it's being cooked any kind of way. It's important to at least make the investment so that you know what's in your food. That would be the first thing. The second thing I don't think we do enough is really address our mental health issues and emotional health issues. And if I, quite honestly, I've worked with people that I'm giving them the best diet. I'm putting them on the herbs, and because of their psychological traumas and stressors, lifestyle stressors, they are not fully able to heal because they have a story in their mind that's not allowing them to heal.
An unhealthy story that's like blocking all of these healthy things they're trying to do.
Yes, and they make themselves believe that they can't heal at all. And if you're telling yourself that, then you're going to make it true. And that's what it comes down. And we use that as some kind of like street currency. Girl, I had to go get my meds. And, oh, I went to this doctor. And, oh, who's your doctor? It's like some kind of social credit or something.
Absolutely not.
It's ridiculous.
It is. It is. So you mentioned the herbs. Let's talk about it because, you know, my daddy had me, you know, taking the Flintstone vitamins when I was a little girl. We know about the vitamins, right? The vitamins, the supplements, but it goes beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
So what are some things that we can actually access?
Very
Because
much
Chef
so.
Aki got access to a whole lot of stuff that, you know, unless you hit F7 here in Atlanta, you might not have access to the things. So what are some things that people watching can actually get their hands on that can add, you know, to this healthy lifestyle?
Indeed. There are a few things that are like just simple supplements that I suggest that every woman starts to put in her arsenal. The first thing is going to be whatever you use to balance your hormones monthly. Now, you can make your own herbal teas or you can go get your moon cycle tea from the store. Just something simple to prepare for your menses so that you have a shorter and less painful, less stressful menses. So your raspberry leaf, sisters, your nettle, your dandelion root, these are some of the things that you can just start with to balance your hormones, especially as you get older. We're dealing with thyroid issues and all kinds of stuff. So this is menopause. So this is a good start. So sisters, in your arsenal, have your woman's herb, your reproductive herbal care. That's one. Two, having some green food is very important. I take chlorella every day. You can get those.
Is that like chlorophyll?
Not the same. Chlorophyll is different.
Okay.
That was going to be on the list too.
Okay.
Just these are simple things that you can do. Putting chlorophyll in your water or taking chlorella tablets to get your green food because we're not getting enough greens in our body. Moringa, you know, I take moringa daily. These are just some simple things that everybody can do. And even if you just say, you know what, I have to have one thing that is living today. Let me make it in my smoothie. Just one living item. You can't eat everything that's just cooked all the time. Eat something that's still living so you can get that vital nutrition to your body.
What about sea moss?
Oh, sea moss is the rave if you get the right sea moss.
If you get the how can you
this sea moss been
make sure
stepped on in these streets?
Exactly. They cutting this sea moss like dope. How can you get the right sea moss?
Everybody, the barbers are selling sea moss now. The barber shop got sea moss. Literally. Okay. So this is great, y'all. The sea moss. First thing I do is I look for where it comes from. It needs to come from the Caribbean. That's number one. You don't want nothing that's coming from some random place in Hong Kong. So that's number one. I also stay away from sea moss that's very pale in color. Natural sea moss should be very grainy, brownish, reddish color, leading into from a brownish, reddish all the way into a purple, almost black color. That's what you want to look for. So the darker the better, like with most things.
Come on, darker the berry.
And so that's what I look for when I'm looking for a good quality sea moss.
Okay, so I've asked you this next question before, and you hurt my feelings last time, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you again. What is worse when we talk about food? Carbs or meat?
Oh, that's a rough one. Because what that says to me is, do I want to fight cancer or do I want to fight inflammation of my organs? You know, from the holistic health perspective, they are just both, you know, you want to be a diabetic or you want to
Pick your poison.
You want to fight sickle cell. I mean, it's really, seriously, pick your poison. But we have alternatives.
Raw? I mean, what is the alternative? Is the alternative just going vegan? Not, you don't have to go raw, but that's like good, better, best. That's best.
Yeah, good, better, best. I mean, raw is phenomenal, but in this case, I love pancakes and waffles like anybody else. So I'm going to use my spelt, my teff, my chickpea flours, my coconut flours, my almond flours. We got options. And that's my job, is to show y'all what those options look like. And you'll know. Y'all stay tuned, because I got something.
Come on, stay tuned. You got something coming.
Yeah, Electric Foods Kitchen digital series is coming.
Is it going to be like cooking classes? What is it?
It's all the above. It's all the way from cooking, all the way to going into the bathtub and showing y'all how to properly wash your vagina, because we got issues out here. Nick Cannon said things ain't right.
How are you recording this? I
have a phenomenal team.
I got production questions.
I got an Emmy Award-winning team.
Okay, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned, because it is coming. Speaking of the womanly thing,
yes,
let's get into this fertility conversation, because so many of my listeners, my viewers, my supporters are women of the childbearing years,
right,
who have hopes and dreams and desires to become mothers, which, you know, a lot of us do, but we either have these doubts, like you said, the mental blocks around, well, I'm getting older. We hear all of the statistics around, you know, your eggs drying up, you ain't got, you know, like all of the things. And we are dealing with a lot of, you know, the fibroids thing is just outrageous. It's out of control. So what are some things that people can start doing in advance to prepare their womb?
Great question. So this is just some of the things that we talked about today. You know, first of all, you got to get control of your stress and your diet. You got to be physically active. You know, if you're talking about being over 40 years old, okay, things ain't going to move how they used to. And that includes your blood circulation, which is what is feeding your cervix. That's what's feeding your ovaries. So making sure that we are eating as much living food as possible, taking our herbs to balance our hormones, managing our stress. These are all the things that are going to help contribute. And don't listen to what people say. We seen Janet pop out a baby at what, damn near 50? You know, we've seen this. Black women have always been known to go further and deeper into the years than some other women. And when it comes to childbearing, I would say don't be afraid. If you really, really feel the call that you need to bring forth children, I'm 42 and I plan on having maybe 1 or 2 more.
Come on, 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, we gonna make it happen.
Come on, make it happen.
I feel a little girl in the mist.
Do you?
So yeah, a little Aki in the mist.
Oh, little baby Aki. So you didn't mention
don't
maca.
Be discouraged.
You didn't mention maca.
I did not mention maca.
You sat back when I said that.
Okay.
How do you feel?
So this is how I feel. I'm not anti-maca, but the verdict is not out. So what people should know is I work with a phenomenal team of doctors, right? And these guys are endocrinologists. These cats do food research, and they research in the lab all of the ingredients to everything that I use. And maca is one of those things that is still on the dissecting table.
They're still figuring it out.
So there is some good and bad things going on with maca, and it's something I think I should probably talk about, because I get asked that a lot.
What's the bad? Because I just got a bottle in the mail. Is it like stay away from it? Bad?
Hormonal issues, very similar to nutritional yeast. Our fave.
You never mind.
Don't cuss me out.
I was about to say, okay. I have a list of things here. I just want to know like one little known fact about what I name. Okay, feminine products.
Ooh, like
hurt their feelings. The pads, the tampons that you're buying down at the Target.
That's just like I can't even imagine it. I'm so far removed from buying unnatural like Walmart pads and Tampax and tampons. Really, women, you should not be using these tampons anyway. These are for emergency use, honestly. This is like you can't help but have to go on the trip and you got your cycle and you're here now at the pool. Like, this is not something that you should be doing regularly. It doesn't let the body naturally purge itself from toxins, and it's just collecting toxins in the vagina. What I suggest is that women do their research and invest in some really clean feminine hygiene products, and there's so many on the market now. We don't have to use Summer's Eve. We don't have to. So I have my faves, And I really love Pangea's Garden. Goddess Body is a beautiful product. And I think that we need to understand that every product isn't for everybody, first of all, right? So some women are more sensitive to certain things like colloidal silver or coconut oil, right? So you got to find what works for you. I probably have 6 different vaginal washes, and they're for different things. Sometimes it's just for daily cleansing. Sometimes it's for your cycle times. And sometimes it's for when you're going to serve that thing
Party
up.
time.
Party time. Yeah, it's certain, I love
recipe for
Fem
different
Magic
occasion.
is my favorite for serving.
Come on, Fem
Magic is my favorite. Yes. So they're black owned companies at that. I mean, when in the world in the last 100 years have we had that option where we can actually make products for ourselves, for our body? So I don't think that this is something that you're a dinosaur at this point, sisters, if you don't go ahead and cross over and make that change to a natural, healthy pad, natural, healthy feminine hygiene system.
Come on, sister.
Yeah.
How do you feel about these cups?
Ooh,
I cannot.
I
can't get jiggy with it.
cannot. I'm gonna be all the way transparent. I have a cup,
You tried it.
I tried it one time.
Tell us the truth, Aki.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. My cup is in my survival backpack.
Worst case scenario, I'm gonna pull this cup out.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it's the last days. I got.
It's Armageddon, and I'm running with my cup because that's all we got, right? It's in there. It is there. But other than that, nah, I'm not rocking with it because it can spill. It's not convenient.
That is what I thought.
Over. I'm a woman on the go.
Aki, read my mind because that is the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah. Like I'm out. This thing then shifted. And then what do I do?
And if you fill it up, say it's day 1, day 2,
then
you
what
gotta
do you do?
Spill it out and rinse it. And
then you rinse it in the sink and keep it.
It's not for me.
No shade. Because it's people who swear by it.
I know.
That's why I'm like, is it just me? Because the people who swear by it, like I'm never going back. It's not just me. Okay, another thing that I can't get jiggy with, free bleeding.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, you're going deep today.
I'm going deep because what is going on with this? And no shade. Again, I'm sorry. Pardon my ignorance. But what?
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Free bleeding. It's a thing. I've been watching it. I've been checking it out. And this is going a little off the crunchy granola path for me, sister. This is going off the hairy armpit patchouli for me. This is, it's just not my thing. Now I can relate to it because when we're cycling, sometimes we don't want to feel so strapped down, right? We tired.
Strap me down. Ain't no free nothing.
I get annoyed with it after the 3rd day. I'm like, okay, I'm sick of wearing a pad. Like I totally sleeping in it. I get it, sisters, but who wants to have to do all the washing and the labor?
I mean, I literally don't understand. I saw like a blog post, Black Mom's blog posted about it maybe a year ago. And I mean, this thing went viral and the people in the it went wild.
Yeah.
And again, I could not wrap my mind around it because it sounded to me like you're literally, I mean, I don't know how you go about your day and leave your house.
What do you do?
What do you, like literally,
what can you do?
What can you do? Because it sounds like you're just like sitting,
Yes.
I don't want to get graphic, but you're just
sitting in your...
letting it flow freely.
Yeah. Now, I can understand it from the perspective of, say, like a cultural perspective, a religious perspective, where you have certain cultures like... I don't know if it's in the Muslim culture or the Hebrew culture where
you
the
don't
woman
leave home, right?
Yeah, the woman she stays in her private sector and people serve her. She's not allowed to touch food because of the spiritual energy that she is. She's getting her spiritual messages. She's taking a break. She's basically off limits at that time. And during that time, she's just going to chill and people will serve her. If that was going on, maybe, but no. Yeah, I'll pass.
Girl, forget serving me. If you gonna see me, I can't get jiggy with it.
No shade.
Okay. Deodorant. You mentioned hairy armpits, so let's talk about deodorant.
That's
Are you down with the hairy armpits?
I'm not into it.
I am like so thrown off when I see it on Instagram.
Yeah,
I can't focus. Like whatever else you want me to see, all I see is that hairy armpit. Again, no shade, y'all, because get it how you live.
No.
But I can't look past the hairy armpit. Okay, you're not down with it.
It's not my thing. And I don't think that it's necessarily like an anti-feminine thing. I consider myself almost a hyper-feminine in many ways where I really like to be soft. I really like to be manicured down there.
Trim,
and all the
slim
things.
and trim.
So that's just, it's a personal preference, sisters. And if you're into it,
more power to you, because I feel like the courage that you have to be like, this is me, raw, bare, and I don't care what society says.
And some men like it.
Some men do like it.
They're into it, actually. I've had someone say,
is that like a fetish?
Prefer. Yes.
Does it turn into like a fetish?
Well, I don't know if it's a fetish because it is natural.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, but deodorant. It's causing all of the things.
Yeah, deodorant.
Antiperspirant.
Deodorant is one of those things that I probably waited too long to switch up because I didn't want to be stanky. But the truth is, it's one of the most important things that a person can do, particularly women, in changing their lifestyle, transition to a healthier lifestyle, because your armpit is right there next to your breast. It's hot, it's open, it's porous, and it's leaching anything that you're putting under there. Your body's drinking that and it's going right down into those breasts, and it's a great opportunity for you to poison yourself. So this is not something that you could play with, particularly with women who are dealing with already some endocrine imbalances, issues. This is most deodorants are endocrine disruptors, and you want to make sure that it's clean, it's aluminum free, fragrance free, all of that. So I do have a few favorites. I like the brand Fran and Gong. That's one. It's a black owned, and it just comes like in a little pot, and you just kind of rub it.
Really? I've never tried one of those.
It's like plumeria. It's Fran and Gong. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up, because let me just say, I did switch over a long time ago, but baby, when I say you got to find what works.
Oh yeah, it could be bad.
That little crystal, girl. If you don't keep that crystal away from me,
the crystal didn't work.
That little funky crystal. That crystal was so fun. It was that crystal did not work. But again, it's like you got to figure out what works for you. Everybody's body is different,
and you got to expect to sweat. See, we need to sweat. That's the thing, right?
But you can sweat without stinking.
You can sweat without stinking, and that's really all deodorant is supposed to do, is to deodorize. It's not supposed to be an antiperspirant,
right? That keeps you from perspiring.
Yes, we need to sweat, ladies.
So hair products, we know. I mean, obviously, like
danger zone.
The perm. We know that relaxers. We know, and it's like, do what you want to do, but at least And
we're getting better.
But still, the getting better sometimes is like these protective styles that are not protecting you. The weaves.
Yes.
Don't judge me.
Yes.
I'm praying, y'all. That connect a line.
Yeah. Oh.
The braiding hair. All of the things that we feel like we are, doing to avoid one bad thing, and we could literally be doing something even worse.
Something else. It's very true. This is a hard topic for Black women, because we love to be able to switch it up. We want to use, these cheap Kanekalon braiding hairs and all these different things. It's a tough thing in making a transition. And what it's going to take, honestly, is for us to just start feeling more beautiful just in our natural selves. And we know this, right? But it's a process. I recently saw some videos of women just wearing their hair without stretching out their natural curl pattern. And I thought it was the cutest thing. And it was rough. It was rough for the sister to make her transition. But I don't think you have to be extreme. I think that it's a process. You got to find out what works for you. And I have this argument with men all the time about us wanting to go natural because it's healthier for us, right? And we do all these things to our health, trying to look a certain way, mostly for them.
Yep.
Right. But when you talk to your man, 9 times out of 10, what do they say? I love it when you don't wear makeup. I love it when you wear your natural hair.
But yeah, they do.
I think they be lying.
They do say that. Though. They do. They do like to say that. Though. They do.
And so they're like, y'all are ignoring us. You say you're doing it for us, but you're really doing it for each other.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say. Women are out here trying to impress each other, because the men, they're going to take it how they get it. They're going to take it how they get it. But there is a Black-owned hair company called Latched and Hooked that sells non-toxic braiding hair. So check them out. Get into it. Wonderful. And again, there's options. Like you might have to work a little harder to find options. You might have to wait with shipping times. It might not be available on Amazon, 2-day Prime delivery, but your health is worth the wait. Your health is worth the wait.
I would agree.
So, Aki, I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Don't share anything specific, but what is in the universe coming with Aki? Because they got to tap in with it.
Okay, so nothing specific. How do I do that? So,
nothing with a date on it.
Understood. So, I do... I'm really looking forward to just continuing retreats. So, as some of you may know, I'm the founder of Supernatural Woman Retreat. This is a retreat.
They be out there with the white and the singing of the songs. I'm like, Aki, I can't come sing them songs with y'all, Aki. They be singing them songs.
So it's it's really, listen, they're finding their voice. They're
is that what it
activating their
is?
throat chakra. Yes, we're teaching them some ancestral feminine songs to tap into their woman power. So it's really all about women just tapping into finding their supernatural powers. I believe every woman has a superpower. And being a woman, first of all, is a superpower. But I think we have special gifts, special superpowers. And a lot of those powers are in the spiritual realm first before they come into, you know, things like this, right? So that is what the retreat is about. Supernatural Woman. I do it 5 times a year. So all of them will be in Belize at this point, since that's where I am now. And right up the street from my house, beautiful resort. So I'll continue to do that. And then also I'm the founder of something called the Cosmotherapy Retreat. Cosmotherapy Retreat is strictly meant for emotional trauma, emotional, spiritual, mental healing, and it's unisex. Okay, so these I typically do in Mexico. The fellas be out there singing a song? So the fellas be out there singing a song and praying for their life. And it's plant-based, right? So this is a full body cleanse, and it's a cleanse that also means you will have an experience with what we call herbal plant medicines. So if you're familiar with any of these very serious medicines, these are not just medicines for healing the organs, these are medicines for healing the spirit, and this is like ancient indigenous medicinals. So we really go deep into a lot of, and that's what I'm really about in my work. I'm not here to play with y'all, I'm here to go deep, and that's what we do.
She said, girl, stop playing. We going deep, baby. Aki, it's always a pleasure.
Always.
I appreciate you for even my crazy questions. You like, girl, I ain't ready, but let's get into it. Make sure y'all are tuning in, tapping in with all things Aki on Instagram at Chef Aki. She keeps her link in bio updated so that y'all can tap in to her universe and get out there and sing them songs in your all white. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. This channel is all about encouraging you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you'll be notified when the next video drops. And comment below and let me know what you want to see on the next video. Peace out.